वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवके परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. Okay, so chapter 2 and verse 54. Okay. Arjun uvacha Sthithprjnasya का भाषा स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा समाधिस्तस्य केशव समाधिस्तस्य केशव स्थितधिः किं प्रभाषेत स्थितधिः किं प्रभाषेत किमासीत व्रजेत किम् किमासीत व्रजेत किम्. O Keshava. Keshava is one of the names of Bhagavan Krishna. O Keshava, what is the mark of a person of steadfast wisdom who realizes Sthithprjna, who realizes God? How does such a man of firm wisdom speak, sit, and how does he walk? So, now Arjun puts question about the illumined one whose intellect has crossed the mire of delusion and who has become steadfast and firm of God. So Arjun wants to know how he speaks, how he sits, how he walks. Okay? So before we try to understand this particular verse as per Swami Ram Sukdas ji's commentary, we'll try to explore more about the word Sthithprjna. First of all, the Sthithprjna word, it's a unique word from Geeta. You will hardly find this word in any other scripture. This Sthithprjna starts from verse 54 till the end, till 72. So we have discussed this many years back in Gujarati in our Geeta class. And then once we started the second cycle of our Geeta class, we did discuss this 18 verse in English too. But now we are taking this as per the chapter 2 because it falls under chapter 2. So Sthithprjna, steady in wisdom or the steadfast wisdom. So we need to understand this word. What does it mean? The steadfast wisdom or person steady in wisdom. Exploring the concept of steadfast wisdom. This is from our holy book Bhagavad Gita. The term Sthithprjna refers to a person of steadfast wisdom, one who has attained a state of unwavering mental clarity and self-realization. Underline this word, unwavering mental clarity. The person of steadfast wisdom, one who has attained a state of unwavering mental clarity and self-realization, that we must not forget. This concept is elaborately discussed in our Bhagavad Gita. Specifically, of course, the dialogue between Bhagavan Krishna and Arjuna. It is a significant notion in the realm of spirituality and self-awareness, representing the pinnacle of mental and emotional stability, both mental and emotional. I think in chapter 10, Bhagwan is telling about Buddha Bhava Samanvita, means buddhi and bhav, emotion and intellect, both should go together. Buddha Bhava Samanvita. I mean, when it comes, we will try to understand more about it. But what it says is representing the pinnacle of mental and emotional stability. Not only emotional, not only mental, everything. Everything. Understanding this word, Sthithprjna, derived, of course, from Sanskrit, the divine language. Nowadays, in a fashion, people say dead language. No, it's a divine language. It's not a dead language. It's a divine language. Sthithprjna signifies a person whose intellect has become stable and firm. Where? Has become firm on God. And that's very reason in the beginning the word is used, unwavering. This individual is unaffected by external disturbances and remains grounded in their inner self. In this very chapter, this verse which we are trying to understand, Arjuna's inquiry about the characteristics of a person of steadfast wisdom elicits profound responses from Bhagavan Krishna. It says what about external, unaffected by external disturbances and remains grounded in their inner self. Today I was watching one podcast and the person was asking, the sadhvi is from Ramakrishna order, and the podcaster was asking to that sadhvi the question, what is your definition of happy or happiness? And the Sadhvi beautifully answered that. She says, happy or happiness, it's an expression of one's inner being. It's an expression of one's inner being. That's how, I mean, very beautifully she has defined this. Anyway, so Arjun's inquiry about the characteristic, as we have seen in translation of this verse, how he sits and how do we recognize how he walks, how he speaks. Arjun poses several questions to Bhagwan Krishna because he is seeking the clarity on how a person of steadfast wisdom speaks, sits, walks. These questions are not merely about physical actions. Again underline, these questions are not merely about the physical actions, but these questions are metaphorical, representing the behavioral and mental attributes of an enlightened soul. When I am discussing this, I mean, that's the question we have seen that. Sthitadi kim prabhasita kimasita vrajeta kim. When I am discussing this, definitely, I mean, you will feel, I mean, and I don't blame you. Man, it's too much. Metaphorical and this and that and sometimes even it makes us to think that's that's none of my interest, or it's something difficult to understand. But friends, we are devotee of Bhagwan Krishna, and if at all we want to reach to the lotus feet of Bhagwan Krishna, we have to take the path what was taken by Arjun. So, doesn't matter we don't understand. And hence, this is the third time we are discussing the Sthithprjna. Because in Patanjali Yoga Darshan, I mean the authentic book on yoga, not the yoga. Okay? Very clearly mentioned, Krutascha Punah Punah Karanam iti abhyasah. You keep on doing, then only you'll get used to. This is the loose translation I have given you. Okay, so this is this Sthithprjna subject we are starting from today. This is the third time, and who knows, we might have to take some time again in the future if divinity permits. So don't worry about what I mean to say that. Don't worry. Of course, it is a hard subject, hard word, Sthithprjna. But we can't just leave it, Ahmed, not my cup of tea. No. try. I'll try to understand. I'll try to explain. I'll try to make it as easy as I can. And doesn't matter. I mean, there are total 18 verses. In 18 verses, Bhagavan has explained that Sthithprjna. Even out of 18 verses, I am not talking about the all 18 verses. I am not talking about even one verse. But even one word, if you understand, that will change your life. Believe you me. Small thing, but it will change our life. Anyway, let's go to Sthitadihi kim prabhasheta kim asita vrajeta kim. O Keshava. Again, as I told you, Keshava is one of the names of Bhagavan Krishna. O Keshava, what is the mark of a person of a steadfast wisdom? How do we recognize? Is there any specific symbol on his body? How to recognize? So Arjuna asked to Bhagavan, what is the mark of a person of steadfast wisdom who realizes God, who knows about God? I mean, that is Sthithprjna. How does such a man of firm wisdom speak, sit, and how does he walk? And Bhagavan's responses to these questions are spread across several verses. 18 verses. Each delving into different aspects of the enlightened soul's behavior and mindset. The wisdom in words. In the 56th and 56th and 57th verse, Bhagavan Krishna elucidates, elucidates, okay, how an enlightened soul speaks. Because these are the different question, different thing Arjuna wants to know. Kim prabhasheta, kim asita, kim vrajeta, how he sits, how he walks. Okay. So, in the 57th and 56th verse, okay, how the enlightened soul speaks. Their words are marked by truth, compassion, and non-attachment. The speech of a Sthithprjna reflects their inner peace and wisdom, devoid of ego and malice. So, how does he speak? We will going to discuss this in detail, right? Next is, how does he sit? The state of dispassion. Bhagavan Krishna addressed this question of how the enlightened soul sits in another verses, 58 till 63rd. Sitting represents the ability to remain dispassionate amidst the dualities of life. A person of steadfast wisdom is not swayed by pleasure or pain. success or failure, and maintains equanimity in all circumstances. And the next is walking. Walking means the behavior in action. So the question of how such a soul walks, walking symbolizes their conduct, their behavior and actions in the world. The Sthithprjna performs duties without attachment, unattached. He will do everything, but unattached, remaining steady and focused on their spiritual path. Their actions are guided by a higher purpose, transcending personal desires. The path to steadfast wisdom, attaining the state of Sthithprjna. Again, I'll emphasize to underline this word. What I'm going to use is attaining the state of Sthithprjna is not instantaneous. There are so many nowadays in market. Nothing instantaneous. Our scripture, our sages has emphasized on austerity, tap, penance. Do it for some time. And when I say some time, not an hour or 2 hours or not a day or two. I on this, let me tell you one thing again. When the disciple used to go to the master in his hermitage, in his ashram, with some particular quest that he wants to know. The master, the guru, never used to answer it instantaneous. It is written in scripture. Samvatsara. The whole verse is total, right? So the guru will say, the meaning of that reply to seeker from guru, that stay with us, observe everything, what is happening in this hermitage, in the ashram, what is happening with all your colleagues, or observe. Guru doesn't say, but between the lines, observe my life. And then samvatsara at least means 1 year. But if I am not mistaken, this word samvatsara used twice. I need to refer that the original words. I don't know by heart. But it's a samvatsara is at least more than 1 year. Stay with us. And then probably, if I know, I will answer your query. Look at how honest those people were. Then I know, but the wise men, when they interpret this particular verse which I am talking with you, they say, by end of that 1 year or 2 year, whatever period is, the seeker will get answer on its own. That's how they used to impart the knowledge. No instantaneous, nothing overnight. Rebirth in 5 days session. How is going to possible? I don't know. It's not going to possible. So many things. Now you might not have heard, but there was once upon a time it was popular. Shaktipat. Guru will put hand and all the knowledge will be transferred. It's not that easy. There is something called Shaktipat, yes. But you can't make this cheap. Of course, knowledge belongs to everybody. Scriptures belong to everybody. But at least you have to prove your ability. I mean, forget about medicine or architecture or dentistry or anything. Even in our country, there is a rule. If you have not done well in your matric, they won't give you admission in university. And then they have to go to the college, what we call here. But there we don't argue. You depriving us. No. You have to prove yourself for that particular knowledge. But when it comes to dharma or spirituality, we always have this kind of argument. So we need to prove that. So samvatsara. So then it's this topic I have started from this word, instantaneous. Nothing instantaneous. Especially when it's come to spirituality, when it's come to self-realization, there is nothing instant, nothing overnight. You keep on doing. Bahunam janmanam ante gnanavan mam prapadyate. In the same Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan has very clearly mentioned Bahunam janmanam ante. Nothing instantaneous. Anyway, so attaining the state of Sthithprjna is not instantaneous. It is a culmination of persistent effort, self-discipline, and spiritual practices. So, it's a total of 3 things. Persistent effort, not only effort, persistent effort. They have put the adjective, persistent effort. Second is self-discipline. And third, spiritual practices.
It's 20 hours.
Spiritual practices. Then and then only. Otherwise, not. Bhagavad Gita outlines several paths that lead to this state, including the discipline of knowledge, devotion, and disinterested action. I mean, technically this means Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Gnana Yoga. Gnana Yoga, the discipline of knowledge. In the discipline of knowledge, in the Gnana Yoga, the striver perceives themselves as detached from attribute, guna. Guna is, you can even say, the mode. Sattva guna, raja guna, tama guna. and above them they sit like a witness firmly established in God beyond all the attributes, neither sattvagun nor rajogun nor tamagun, beyond that. Those who are attending the chanting class, from when we started with two things, Atmasatak and Sankatnasan Stotra of Ganpati Dada. Name Mrityu Sangha, that is the Atmasatak. Name Mrityu Sankha, Name Jati Veda Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. So you need to go above this all thing. This path involves introspection, self inquiry, and a deep understanding of one's true nature. So, knowledge involves what? Introspection, which we never do. Introspection, self inquiry. We always do others' inquiry. And a deep understanding of one's true nature. So, I think, yeah. So, these are the things we need to understand, that the discipline of knowledge, Gnana Yoga, discipline of devotion, Bhakti Yoga, discipline of disinterested action, means selfless action. That we need to understand. But anyway, yeah, this subject itself is but hard, and I just started this. Okay, and I mean, we have not put any deadline that we will be completing in certain time, and this basic course and advanced course and super advanced course, nothing like that. We are starting. When it finishes, finish. It completes, it completes. It takes time, it takes time. So be it. It's okay, it's okay. Right? So, right. In today's talk, today's discussion, whatever you like, credit goes to all the scriptures, all the saints, all the wise men, all the great men. Whatever I have heard, I have read, I have studied, of course, and our main reference book is Sadhak Sanjeevani by Swami Ram Sukdas ji. We will recite the 73rd verse of 18th chapter. Nashto moha smrutirlabdha tvat प्रसादान्मयाच्युत स्थितोऽस्मि गतसन्देहः करिष्ये वचनं तव.